What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the REVELSations podcast. It's your boy Rev. Please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcast. Let me know you're listening. And what you can do most for me is share. Share this with somebody else. Subscribe. When you share it, tell them to subscribe. It doesn't harm anybody to subscribe. You'll get a notification that every Thursday at 5 o'clock, Rev is going to pop up here with a 7 to 10 minute verse just to see if he can make this world a better place. And that's all I'm about. I'm not about clicks. I'm not trying to make this thing into one of the biggest platforms and biggest podcasts ever to be heard, but I am trying to make this podcast something that you can come to week in, week out and learn something and try to make this world a better place from the inside out. It starts with us being the individual person. And then once we change and we become a better person, then we can go out and make the world a better place. So again, please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcasts. No dictionary definition today, which is surprising because typically on the REVELSations podcast, for those who have been rocking with me, you know I start with a dictionary definition, but today I am not. I'm going to start with a story and a scenario. Here's my story. Lately, I have been on this motorcycle kick. What do you mean motorcycle kick? I have been wanting to ride motorcycles. I've been wanting to drive motorcycles. There's a difference between riding and driving. I've been like, you know what? I want to first ride and then learn how to drive. Why is this news? Why is this a story? Because if you know me, if you know Rev, Rev is one of the most risk averse, not fearful, but risk averse people in the world. I don't like taking big risks. I don't like taking big swings. I have done it, but I'm very apprehensive. I'm like, okay, let's look at everything before we go do this. But here lately, I have been wanting to ride and drive motorcycles. So I do my research. So I know some people who ride and drive motorcycles. So the first thing I did was I'm going to learn how to ride on the back of a motorcycle. So what I did is talk to one of my buddies and I said, hey man, I want to start riding motorcycles. I want to get around town on motorcycles. What do you think? And he was like, man, riding a motorcycle, it's cool. It's cool. And it's easy for the driver to have somebody on the back of the motorcycle and ride. The problem is when you got to change and when you got to turn and the change and the turn, that's when things get crazy. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, hey man, so when the person is leaning left, you got to lean left as the person who's riding a motorcycle. If you try to lean straight, keep straight or lean right, you can cause an accident. So when they're going through a change or a lean, when they're trying to change from one street to the other and they lean to the left, you have to lean to the left. And when they lean to the right, you have to lean to the right. And if you try to self-correct while they're going through their turn, you both could crash and you could both end up hurt. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. So then I did it. I got on the back of a bike. And it was cool. And I listened to him and he said, man, you just got to trust the turn. You got to trust what they're going through. You got to trust that they know what they're doing. So you got to trust the turn. So when I got on the back of the bike, the driver turned left and I just sort of leaned left. Was I apprehensive? Was I afraid? A little bit. I'm like, man, this thing might fall over, but I leaned left and then it self-regulated back to straight. And then we went to the right and it self-regulated and went back straight. And I was like, oh, this is cool. I understand. So when the person in front of me, when the person I'm dealing with, when they're going through a turn and they turn left, if I'm going to be with them, I need to lean to the left too. If I'm going to be with them, I need to lean to the right too. I need to be in the turn with them. That's riding. Now, driving a motorcycle, I said, you know what? I've ridden for a couple of weeks. Now it's time to drive. Got on a motorcycle. Y'all, I about tore myself up the first time I got on a motorcycle. Again, I was going straight. It was fine. And I tried to turn. And when I tried to turn, the turn felt uncomfortable to me. And I tried to overcorrect. Bike slid, hit my ankle, almost broke my ankle. Happy wasn't nobody else on the street with me. I could have died the way it was. Almost slid the bike under a car. But by the grace of God, he spared me. And what did I learn? I learned in the turns, when you're with somebody and they're in the turn, when they lean, you have to lean. When they are straight, you have to be straight. And if you think I'm talking about motorcycles, I am not. I'm talking about people who you love, who you rock with. Life is really easy in the straightaway. Life is easy when we're going straightaway. We can go fast as we want to, but in the turn, oftentimes, if you want to be safe, if you want to get there, you got to slow down. And when they lean, you have to lean. Or when you're on the bike, when you're leaning, you have to make sure that bike leans with you. What is the lean? What is the turn? Turns are these changes in our world, these changes in our lives that are unexpected. I'm going, everything is fine. I lose my job. That's a turn. That's a lean. So if I got a girl and I lose my job, ladies, if you got a husband and he loses his job, fellas, if you got a woman and she's going through something difficult for her and she's going through a lean with her. Don't let her fall, but lean with her. Don't be the person that tries to overcorrect and self-correct, because sometimes that person needs to lean. These things are supposed to hurt. When they're going through a turn, they're supposed to lean to the left. They're supposed to lean to the right. And what you do as a supporter, as a rider, or even as a driver, you lean with them. Don't try to overcorrect, because when you overcorrect, you'll both fall. So lean with the person, rock with the person. Some of the leans and turns in life can be job loss of a loved one from death, sickness in a physical body, the inability to do something that they once did. As we begin to get older, especially as men, and our physical prowess goes away. Ladies, that's a turn. That's a turn. Ladies, you also go through a turn as well. They call it the change. When women go through menopause, that's a turn. You need a man that's going to lean with you, not going to be frustrated with you, not going to try to overcorrect, right? He's not going to lean all the way till he knocks you over, but the overcorrect is going to make you both fall. So when your partner, when the person you love, when your friend, when your brother, if you're with them and they lean, you have to lean as well. You have to lean. Leaning means being there with them, being the supporter. Because on that bike, when you both lean, the bike leans as well and everybody's okay. But when the bike is leaning, that's life. The driver is leaning. They're going through it. And the person is with them is trying to overcorrect. Now you got life and the driver versus the person that's riding. And the crash can occur. The crash can occur. So please, when somebody is leaning in one particular way in their life and they're going through a turn, again, death, loss of finances, physical ailments, sickness. It could be losing a lover, losing a child, divorce, something going through, and they're going through the life. The best thing you can do if you say you love that person, the best thing you can do if you're a friend to that person, is be there for them in the turn. Be there for them in the lean. Don't try to overcorrect. Because if you lean with them, when it's time to straighten up, you'll be right back with them and you'll go straight and you guys will go forever and you'll be able to reach your destination. I hope you enjoyed this. That's all I got on this verse of the REVELSations podcast. Again, please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcast. Hit me up. Let me know what you think about this. Share this with somebody that might benefit from his message. I am because we are. Hallelujah, holla back. Peace.
Yeah, the revelations now televised. A platform for you and I. And now look with full heart and clear eyes. Now, these are just my thoughts. Truth on how I feel on these topics I reveal. Please know my toll, I always keep it real. Can't face the word if you can't face facts. For your time, just open up your mind. That's it, just live, think big, now take that. With God in me, this here was made by design. Yeah, the revelation will be televised.